dwell even a little longer with us. Father, you love us so much that you've given us a way that will surpass even what the enemy is trying to do to attack this work. And we thank you for the privilege of being co-laborers with you, and we ask now, as we learn, please open our minds that we may receive the things that you have for us. Give us wisdom, all of us, Father, that we may be able to find better methods of treating disease, that we may help suffering humanity. And so we ask your blessing to be with us now. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. What we're going to do is demonstrations. I may need a volunteer for certain things. Brother Andrew, if you can volunteer to just fill this with some water for me, and you'll bring it down, and me and Brother Andrew are gonna make garlic juice. Okay? Gonna make garlic juice. You remember what garlic is good for? Do you remember? What's garlic good for? That's Babylon right there. What's that, Brother Kobe? Yeah, there you go. High blood pressure, diverticulitis, high blood pressure, you name it. Now, that's right. Now, we're going to show, what we're going to demonstrate here is just the simplest way to let your body utilize the garlic. Okay? There are two great ways that we can utilize garlic. Okay? Brother Andrew, you could come over here. You're going to man that blender right there. Okay? Now, these blenders right here are expensive. And I definitely understand. I don't have one of those. I try to do the best that I can with what I have. But it's a good investment. If you're a total vegetarian and you don't have a blender, I want to come to your home and see how you live. It's really a difficult thing to live without a good blender, okay? So what are we doing here? We're just peeling the garlic, okay? Yes. Yeah. Now, so, Manna, you told me, what is it again?
Just smash it. Put a knife on it.
And the flakes will come off.
Put a knife.
Do you see in my prayer I asked the Lord, give us wisdom? So I didn't have this wisdom. I'm serious. I think Manna told us last time, but I forgot. Okay? So, you just take one. Just one. One clove.
Just put a knife on there.
Sorry.
Put a knife. The blade. The blade.
You see, the reason why I wasn't not going to crush it.
Put the blade. Put the blade. No, the blade.
Oh, the blade. Okay. You see, the reason why I wasn't going to do that is because of, that's the way I'm used to. So changing that is a difficult process. So I just want you to see that practically how weak we are as human beings. Okay? Pound it. Okay. Okay? Look how easy that is. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to be funny, but anyway. So, just cut the, what's the name? If there's any, what's the name parts, you just want to cut that out and so on. But anyway, demo, we put that in. Okay? Now we want to put about 4 to 8 ounces of water. In this case, since I put 2, about 8 ounces would be good. And most of your blenders will have a measuring area that you can use. So the ounces are on the left. So what we're going to do is do about right there. That's about 8 ounces. Okay? Now, and that one, okay? Brother Andrew, go for it.
So you want it on the variable or high?
You just blend that thing, to liquefy it. Okay? Okay? Now after you do that, by the way, when you juice, what did we say you're doing? You're separating the fiber from the nutrients. Simple as that. Just take it, Brother Andrew, if you can help us out. We're going to strain it. And what we have at the bottom, okay? Now, if you take this straight, your blood pressure will drop so low you're going to be dizzy and nauseous. So take little doses if you're going to take this, okay? Not this whole thing. But if you mix it with something like a juice, it's better tolerable. Okay? It won't bring down your blood pressure because at the same time, sugar of the vegetable of the fruit is going in with the garlic, so it won't bring down your blood pressure level, and that you won't feel dizzy. It's better palatable, okay?
Oh.
But this, you can use it every day for whatever conditions you have. All those conditions that we talked about internally, Natural Remedy Encyclopedia talks about that as well. But I just showed you just a simple way just to make that, yeah? Okay? So this is the most potent way because now it doesn't take a lot to digest this thing. It's going to hit your bloodstream fast. Yes, Sister Kobe. Yeah, take a tablespoon. Now, if you take a tablespoon and that's not enough, what should you do? If it's too much, reduce. You see, natural remedies are safe enough that you can do that with, and you won't die. Okay? That's the beautiful thing about Brother Elliot and Brother Max next. If you have a good juicer, like you guys got, yes. Okay? I'll tell you what juicer that I've been researching. After I talked to Sister Daniela, I did a lot of research on juices, yeah? And my wife can tell you, when I do research, I mean, I get engaged, yeah? So what I came up with, based upon efficiency and money-wise and so on, I came to realize there's this thing called the vertical single auger juicer. They're great for this type of stuff. So I took into account all the things that in my medical missionary experience, that's the best one that's affordable that I came up with. But what Sister Daniela has is just like, now, Sister Daniela, how much does that thing cost? Huh? No, okay, we're not going to tell them. But it's called the Norwalk juicer. It's called the Norwalk juicer, okay? So, the one, I think it's like $3.79. $3.50. Oh yeah. Let's just talk about the principles in doing the juices with this. When you do juices with centrifugal like the Jack LaLanne or the blenders, they destroy some of the enzymes because of the heat that it creates. Now, it's not as bad with the garlic because garlic is not that easy to destroy. Okay? But things like carrot juice and fruit juices, you might have some issues with. Okay? Champion is good. Actually, there's a two-step system that's even, they say, enzymic-wise, it's better than the Norwalk, which is to take a two-step system, which you take the closed plate, not the juicing plate, but you take the closed plate of the Champion, but what you do, you grind the stuff. It comes out like a meal. And then you take that and you have a press, and you press it and you get the juice out. That's the better way of doing it. That's what that Norwalk juicer does. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. You know what? You was cringing. Yes, she was so worried for me. Yeah, and she's right. Okay, you put it down on the board. Okay. Now with ginger, when you're doing this, you don't have to peel it, or you could peel it. Now the way I use it for like teas or something, I put it in a Ziploc bag, but I peel the thing first. Okay, and I put it in a Ziploc bag and I pound it. You know, I pound it. And I put it in a Ziploc bag and I pound it and I take it out and I boil it for tea purposes. But if you're doing it as a juice, same principle. Brother Andrew is going to help us out here. Since we're going to strain it, we're not going to worry too much about it. Same principle, about 4 to 8 ounces of water. Okay, Brother Andrew, go for it. All right. So simple as that, you make your ginger juice. Okay. All right. That should be good. And then we're going to pour it through the sieve, strainer. Okay, your strainer doesn't have to be this big. Matter of fact, I think the smaller ones do better. Okay. All right, very good. So we're gonna put that here. That's your ginger juice. So you can, let's say you have high blood pressure and you're juicing. Okay, so you can add a little ginger juice to your regular vegetable juices so that it can thin your blood. And even if you don't have high blood pressure, but you want to deliver the nutrition very quickly, you can use ginger. And why would that be good to deliver nutrition very quickly to your body? Throughout your body, I should say. It does, but there's something else. It creates heat, yes, but remember, ginger does what also to the blood? It thins it. So if the blood is thinner, it can better circulate throughout your body. Okay, so if you had your carrots, okay, sorry, did I misspell that? Anyway, I did, didn't I? Don't worry. You have your carrots and your beets. Okay, you have your carrots, beets. Now these are nutrition, right? But now you have something of what we call a carrier herb, which is the ginger. Why not? Why not? Why not? Give it, remember, ginger only thins the blood, but cayenne does what to it? It moves the blood. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what we call combination herb usage. You understand what each one does, and you combine it accordingly, and you'll have your result. Very good, Manna. That's thinking like a medical missionary. Okay? So that's how we want to think. Okay? But the Lord gives wisdom in these things. He'll tell you, as you're working with people, you have no idea. Things that you read in the past will come back. Or he'll say, use this, do that, and so on, and you'll accomplish the goal. Okay? Brother Max. The garlic juice that I made? Yes, look at it and use the according dosage. Now, the dosage is a rule of thumb, but you don't necessarily have to remain there if it doesn't work for you. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes herbs may hit me quicker than maybe you, because you're bigger than me, okay? So you may be taller than me, so you need higher doses maybe, okay? Sure. Yes. Yeah, like the ginger is peppery, right? Yeah. Ginger is quite peppery. So to give it to a kid, you may give it to them in apple juice, or you may give it to them in carrot juice, right? They're sweeter, they're more tolerable for the taste bud. So you try to mask it in there and give it to them, okay? So, yeah. And yeah, you could do that. Now for sickle cell patient, you may not use honey, but for other conditions, you may use honey, like if it's a cough or cold or something like that, yeah? So that because, and so on. But maybe even a little dose if she can tolerate it. Because I know Brother Delan, like some sickle cell patients can't stand using honey, right? It just gives them a negative reaction. Right? It all depends on the individual. Okay? So that's what we can do. But these are simple ways to make the juice. Now, anything you can think about, you can make it into juices like that. Okay? All right? So that's a simple way of making juice. I would keep it in the fridge. That's the best place to store it. And what you do, the best way that I've seen with storing juices after you juice them, is put them in a canning jar and fill it all the way to the top, that there's no oxygen in there. Okay? As little oxygen as possible. Fill it all the way to the top that there's no air, so that way it doesn't oxidize or degenerate. Okay? Oxidation is degeneration. Antioxidant is what? That's prevention of degeneration. Okay? So when you hear blueberries have antioxidants, most people have no idea what that means. Okay? But this book would tell you. Okay? All right. I need a next volunteer who can squeeze lemon very well. But we'll take questions as we go along. How long can you keep? Different machines, different things. Like the one that Sister Daniela has, because it preserves a lot of the enzymes, you can store it a lot longer. With sun machines, it lasts longer. So, rule of thumb, 48 to 72 hours. Let's just say that. Yeah. Oh, the garlic juice. These are different. These are different. These are different. We're talking about, I thought we were talking about fruit or vegetable juices. These you can probably store them a little bit longer than that. Okay? They're a lot more stable. But remember, when you cook garlic in your food, you neutralize the properties, the medicinal properties. So you'll just get the flavor, but no benefits. Okay? So that's that for that. You do the lemon? Very good. So let's go ahead and squeeze out some lemon, and you could do it on here. Okay? Let's do that. And what do we want to do? Remember, all these are like household items, and we're going to use them. As we use them, you're going to be like, oh, I have this, I have that. So as a medical missionary, that's what you're going to do. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Somebody want to help me just wash this out real quick? And we're gonna set up this other Vitamix as well. Okay, so we can move a lot faster. Yes, sis. Uh-huh. Okay. I do know Brother Colfer. Not personally, but I know of him. Okay.
In other words, don't just chop it and use it.
Okay.
Time
to sit. Okay.
And the other thing is with lemon, I think you just did. When you want to get more juice out of the citrus fruit, you roll it.
That's right. You soften it up. You break up the cells. That's right. You break up the cells and it just gets the juice for you. Very easy. Okay? So we're using simple products that you would find in the household to take care of this. And now what we're making is cough syrup. Okay? We're going to make a cough syrup. Okay? So if you have someone that has a cough, they're sick with a flu, you just make this. Okay? Okay, so I think we squeezed enough of this. So what you do, this is in your Natural Remedy Encyclopedia as well. This is about a 1/4 cup. Okay? So we're going to take about a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Okay? So I'm just going to strain it. Okay? So we have enough of that there. It's about a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. This is your base foundational for making cough syrups, okay? And take some honey. Equal parts of honey and lemon juice is your basic recipe. You can add or subtract to it as you please to your cough syrup, because there are many things that you can add or subtract to make good cough syrup. And I know many of us are very familiar with nature's penicillin and so on. You can make nature penicillin with this as well. Okay. Diabetic patients may not be able to take the honey, so you have to be careful. Not with coughs, because there's certain properties in honey that prevent coughs. But what you can do if someone is diabetic and they have a cough or what have you, is get them to do steam inhalation. Okay, so you use steam inhalation to accomplish, because they can't be able to take the honey. It just would raise their blood sugar level. Okay? So there's so many things in the Natural Remedy Encyclopedia that we can use to substitute for certain things. And you will come across that. And the Lord will challenge you to think so that you can become an efficient worker. So that was a very good question, Sister Sandra. I see a hand. Yes. Yes, babies. Babies, you can't give it to babies that are under 1. So you want to be careful also giving them things as powerful as garlic or ginger, right? But there are hydrotherapy methods on babies that'll work. That's what we use on our children. Okay? Yesterday. Okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So that's a good suggestion if you're thinking about buying a juicer. It doesn't juice leafy greens and stuff as well. It does good on the other stuff. So you want to do your research which juice is better. Some juice, they juice faster, but they're not as high quality juice as you would want. So depending on your lifestyle, that what will fit your needs, okay? Daniela, yes. And instead of eating like 20 carrots, you may drink it in an 8 ounce of juice. You see what I'm saying? Not many of us can eat that much. Okay. That's very efficient. That's right. So investigate that, see what works better for you, and then you can make a choice accordingly, all right? So what did we have? What did we put in here? Lemon. Equal parts of lemon and honey. We did half a cup. Cayenne pepper, okay? Then we're going to put like a pinch of it. This is what? This is about a half teaspoon. You may put, yeah, it's more than a pinch actually. So, you're going to put just maybe half of this. And not put all of this, okay? So you say to yourself, I want to add garlic. No problem. This is the good thing about natural remedies. Okay? So let's add a little garlic juice. You say to yourself, all right, I want to add some ginger. I want to add some ginger to it. Horseradish is excellent for coughs. You can do that too. Okay? Last time I made this for the last training class, someone drank it all. So, let's see. So what you want to do, you want to take about a tablespoon. Best time to take it is before you go to bed. Okay? You take a tablespoon and you're still coughing, what should you do? That's it. You're probably not going to overdose on this. Okay? So, once again, that's the good thing about these. So, if you want to taste it, you can do that afterwards. I'll leave it right out here. Okay? So, sometimes it may be thicker or maybe thinner. It all depends how you make it, okay? But that's a really potent stuff, yeah? It's going to open you up. Okay? All right. I'm sorry? What was it? The heat, this is 130,000 international units. Quite hot. Yes, Brother Kobe. The garlic, just water. Now, remember we made the garlic juice? You would take this, you would take like the garlic juice, right? And what you would do, you would take your full enema bag. I'm so glad I have this. Okay? If you've never seen a kit before, it'll probably come like this. I bought this from Walmart for like $4. You don't understand how powerful this thing is. Okay? Okay? It'll come with a bag like this. You get this thing. It's very simple. So, Brother Kobe, for your question, you would fill up this water minus 8 ounces of garlic juice. You put it in here and uptake. Okay? So, this is essentially what you would get with this. Now, this is the good thing too. You can use it as a hot water bottle for if you have pains or something to do hot and cold treatment with what's the name? With hydrotherapy, you can do that. Okay? So it comes with several tubes and I want to show it to you. Okay? Now, this thing here, let's see. This thing here is for douches. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Okay. This is what that's used for. So for candida, yeast infections and so on, I would do that same garlic juice with some water. Okay? Now, they say it's no, Brother Ben, but if you do that, you'll kill all the good bacteria. Yes, you will. You'll also kill the bad ones. So what you're going to do, you're going to go to the store and buy this thing called acidophilus. This is a probacteria. Whenever you do that, that treatment for diverticulitis, you just want to chew about 1 or 2 of them with your breakfast or something. Take a good probacteria with that, so that acidophilus. Okay? Acidophilus. Make sure to look at that. Very important. You can do it naturally as well by eating things as, here's my trick. Without taking acidophilus, this is what I do. Okay? If you do an enema, you're going to get constipated. Why? After you do it. Because it draws away all the good bacteria and so on, and some of the minerals and so on that would help your feces to move along. So what I do, I came up with a little secret, okay? I drink, after I do an enema, I'll drink a senna tea. What's a senna do? It's a laxative. And then I would eat good probacteria foods like dates or cabbage. Excellent. Those two are excellent foods to add the probacteria back. So it forces your body to take it through without having to even take acidophilus. That's just a trick that I've learned in my own experience, okay? So you have all these items, and they have instructions in there, so that's what you do. But the garlic enemas and so on, that's what you do with them, okay? So, but garlic enemas, they are extremely powerful. What I mean by that, you can't retain a garlic enema for too long, okay? It will, remember we talked about the peristaltic movements that your colon does? Naturally, you would get such a peristaltic movement with that, okay? So your colon, it's like a muscle that's being used. Your colon is like a muscle. So when it gets that reaction and it keeps doing it, it gets stronger and stronger, okay? You're giving it life back again. You're making it do what it's supposed to do to stay healthy, okay? So that's that with this, okay? Now, I'm going to show you, this is one of my awesome tricks that I do for doing bowel cleanses. And this is a topical bowel cleanse, not an enema, but a topical bowel cleanse, okay? This is something that we call psyllium husk, okay? Now with psyllium husk, I want to show you something with psyllium husk, okay? Water, okay? Water. I'm going to take a tablespoon. This is the highest form of fiber that you can get on this earth that I know about. Highest form. You can sprinkle it on your cereal, on your food. Great for diverticulitis. It'll make sure things move out. High form of fiber, helps you to clean out We're going to fill this cup all the way to the brim. Okay? All right? We're gonna, yeah, let's start. Why not? Why not? Let's start. Okay? I did it for the sake of the person that says start. We're gonna leave it right here. Let it sit, and we're gonna come back to it. Let's see. We're gonna see what happens to it. Okay? All right. So let's move on and make our bowel cleanse. Okay? By the way, I do this for people, and they'll tell me, "Hey, make me that bowel cleanse," and I'll say, "I'll be happy to," and I make them that nice bowel cleanse. Okay, what do we have here? Now you can get psyllium husk in whole form like a seed, or you can even get it into powder. Okay? Now I did tell you where to get your herbs from. Very cheap, right? Herbalcom.com. Herbalcom.com. The cheapest prices that I've seen. Okay? Okay, you have the psyllium seed powder. And remember we talked about bentonite clay? Okay, so we're going to take some bentonite clay. Okay? Now write down this formula because it's not in the book. This is a bowel cleanse here. Okay? So, we're going to take about 1/4 cup of bentonite clay. Make sure it is the type of bentonite clay you can use internally. Actually, moms didn't have it before, but I saw it in there now, so they do have it. It's almost double the price as you would get it from Herbalcom, but you have bentonite clay there locally because I was having a hard time finding it. But this is a 1/2 cup measure, but I'm using just a 1/4 cup. Okay, so 1/4 cup of bentonite clay, one of the most powerful bowel cleansers. Okay, all right. Then you're gonna take a 1/2 cup of psyllium husk. Okay. You're going to mix it. Make sure it spreads all around. Okay? Now, this is just a base formula. But guess what else you could do? You can add charcoal to this. Okay? There are other things that could be good for the colon. Hey, you add that to it. I would add maybe a 1/8 cup of charcoal to this mix. If you wanted to just, because charcoal would give it a different dimension. Okay? Now, you're asking to yourself, okay, Brother Ben, why is this bowel cleanse formula good and superior? Okay? Well, let's talk about that real quick. Here's the colon, right? Right here next to us. All right? And what happens is that the clay has no fiber at all, completely and absolutely no fiber. But clay can absorb. Okay? So what the clay does, the clay would get into the ribbed areas because your colon is like ribbed. Okay? Like this. It's ribbed. And so on. So it will actually stick to the walls and draw out toxin with it. Okay? That's what the clay would do. We're talking about combination herbs here. But the psyllium husk, because the clay doesn't have the fiber, the psyllium husk would soften up that clay so you don't get constipated. Okay? So this is even better than an enema because an enema may wash you, but the clay would actually stick to the wall and suck all that stuff that's even deep in the tissues. Okay? So it's very good. All right? It's very good. And so that's what this combination would do. Now we're going to do a program for this. Okay? This is my program that I use, that we came up with. And what you do, you basically take 1 tablespoon of that mixture 3 times a day for 2 days. Does that make sense? You're going to take 1 tablespoon 3 times a day for 3 days. So you're going to take one in the morning, maybe in the afternoon, 1 tablespoon, and then you're going to take it with in the evening, okay? And you're going to do it with about 8 ounces of water. That's not in your book, so you want to write that down, okay? So you're going to do it for 2 days, okay? You're going to do it for 2 days, and on the second day, night, or the evening of the second day, after you take your last dose, or before you take your last dose, you're going to take senna tea. Okay? Now you can buy it in the store like this. Okay? You can do that. And remember, you don't want that gripping feeling. What should you do? There you go. So I don't like that gripping feeling, Brother Ben. So what should I do? That's what you should do. This is also senna pods, right? This whole bag, as you see here, all this, bought it for $3.95 at Herbalcom. This will last you for years, okay? So that's a pretty good deal, okay? These are senna pods. By the way, the pods are really more potent than the leaves, okay? So you just use maybe about 7, 8, or 9 of these. Boil it with a cup of water or so, and you'll have something there, okay? So on the second day night, you're going to take your senna tea, strong, okay? And for the next few days, I mean, sometimes you feel like your colon is just expanded. You could feel it, okay? And well-formed, bulky stools are going to come out, okay? And you know it's doing its job. Yes, sis, you had a hand up. Yes. Actually, my friend does not like senna. The guy that I work with in Grenada, he prefers Cascara Sagrada. Now, no, it does not gripe your stomach. Cascara Sagrada does not gripe your stomach. But here's the deal with Cascara Sagrada. Can you tell us, sis, what's wrong with, well, not what's wrong, but what could be? Have you had it before? How does it taste? Oh, you put it in your capsule. Yeah, you can do it in your capsules. You love what? It's the bitterest drink I mean, it's just like, stomaching that thing is a lot. But let me tell you, the natural remedy says that senna is a more powerful laxative than Cascara. But I've found it practically to be different with me, at least. When I took Cascara Sagrada, oh boy. I mean, just, it was really powerful, okay? Not the gripping feeling, but it would have you go to the bathroom a lot, okay? So you can use Cascara Sagrada over that. Yes, Brother Elliot. Yes, senna is. Senna's habit forming, meaning your colon could get lazy for prolonged uses. So you can take your pick. But if you do this once in a while, no big deal, okay? I'm sorry? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But remember, your body is going to... Now, this is going to go through your digestive system very well. But here's the thing. Because your body recognizes it as not anything nutritional in here, it'll go out of your stomach very quickly. But you don't want to take it at the same time as food. So you want to take it maybe 2 hours before or 2 hours after. Okay? So that's the rule of thumb when you're eating. But the best way to do this cleanse is, guess how? Fasting completely or juicing. But you have to drink a lot of water. Okay? You have to drink. So you can do it with juices. Like for kids, okay? You want to be careful. You don't want to give them the same dose. A tablespoon. You may want to do a half a tablespoon. But that will work. I see a little kid's hands up there. Sorry, he's asking. We're not going to ignore his question. It's very important. Yes, my brother. Okay, no problem. Okay. Yes. Yeah. If you're diabetic, you make sure you take your foods, right? don't fast, because diabetics can't fast. So you want to take it 2 hours before or 2 hours after. But that will help diabetics as well. Okay? So this can I tell you a story? This is a personal story. When we were in Grenada, I don't know for what reason, I still to this day I'm trying to figure it out. My colon locked up on me like for 4 months. I could not. I mean, it just really, it was agonizing. But in my agony, did you know what I did? Everything that I'm sharing with you now, not everything, but most of it came at that time because I was trying to find a solution. So I was reading any and everything in here. So God had, I believe, in His providence, let me go through that trial so I can learn to share. But in that time, I was like, what is the deal? And 4 months, brothers and sisters. 4 months, my colon had locked up. Now, I mean, I was doing different things to make sure. Laxatives and enemas and so on. But after I took this formula, just one time, that one step that I told you about right here, I didn't have that issue again. It was like, do you know, I'm telling you, like a certain time every morning I would have a bowel movement. It was amazing. This thing is, I'm telling you, that's why I recommend it. And that's why I'm showing you how to make it, okay? All right? So, yes. Yes, 8 ounces of water. Or juice. Or juice. Yes, sis. Yeah, no problem. Use the liquid bentonite. Now, the reason why I do this is because most people say, hey, can I get that formula that you have? Can you make it for me? And I'll say, okay, I'll make it for them because this will preserve. The liquid one you have to refrigerate and so on and what have you. For personal use, it's great. For me, being on the run, having to have some of this with me and stuff like that, I prefer just the powder, that's all. But no problem, you can use the liquid. Yes, Brother Davis. No, when I say on the run, I mean like me being a medical missionary, like I carry this around with me maybe to help others, or someone might call me and say, I want to buy that from you, and then I'll make them a formula and I'll take it to them, okay? Yeah, so that's what I mean by that. That's why I said the liquid is great for personal use. Sister Kobe, then Manna, and then we'll take Brother Elliot. Yeah.
And I did this as well as 6 months before then, and when my results came back, he did say that my colon was the same.
Now, here's what God, let me tell you something powerful that God does. And we sometimes just bypass it. The testimony that she just gave, I just said something, okay? And that's how when Jesus was teaching, you could see that. He would speak about a parable. And when you read in Christ's object lesson, she says that behind him, there would be literally a farmer going to sow seeds. And he was trying to picture what was going on. In that same way, that same teaching hasn't changed today. Soon as I said, this is what you got to do, this is what it'll do, she just gave a practical testimony. That's powerful. That's what God would do in meetings like this and in one-on-one when you do this medical missionary work. It's powerful what can happen, okay? So God still lives. Yes, Brother Elliot, and then we'll take you, sis. Mana, did I pass? Yes. Okay, that's good too. You want to know why? That was one that didn't get wet. Okay? Brother Elliot's question, it bulks up like this and sweep and open up that colon. All right? Now, the demonstration says more than words, right? That's it. That's it. Manna, we'll take you and then we'll take you, sis. She had her hand up too. Very good. Now, the bentonite clay, I would say for someone who has a blockage Be careful with the bentonite clay. Okay? Be careful. Try maybe in little doses, see how it agrees with you. Okay? If you get constipated, even with drinking lots of water, just leave it out. The psyllium husk, I'm confident enough, it bulks up, okay? It may constipate you, but if you drink enough water, it should be able to go through. But even if it does not and it bothers you, don't take it at all. So if someone has a blockage, I would leave the bentonite clay out just for a moment, but if they insist, just say, take a little bit, see how you feel. Okay? So be careful when you have a blockage or issues like, colon spasms where it's just a little narrowing and so on or what have you. So you want to be careful with this because it does bulk up. Yeah, or any obstructions as well. Okay? So maybe you may do an enema before and then do this. Okay? All right? Or you could do a double combination of cleaning. Okay? Yes, sis. You had it. Yes, go ahead. Routine colon cleansing? You mean like colonoscopy? Not colonoscopy, colonics? Well, colonics, if you go to a place, it's very expensive. It's like $100 for a clean. You can achieve that. Actually, Sister Shalinda, is she here? Where is she? She's in the back? Okay, Sister Shalinda is going to show us an apparatus that you can use on that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you poultices real quick, and she's going to demonstrate how to use that apparatus that you can do at home. So instead of you spending $100, you can actually buy that apparatus and do the colonics at home. Okay? So she's going to show us. So hang on to that. Now, let's do poultices, okay? Let's do poultices real quick. All right. Let's see. Okay. Now we have our next one here. Okay. We're going to do poultices, then we're going to have Sister Shalinda demonstrate, and we're going to wrap up. We're going to do the hydrotherapy for next class. Okay? So, what's this right here? Flax seeds. That's right. So I'm just going to take a few flax seeds, and I'm going to put it in here. Okay? Okay, you can take flax. I'm sorry? I think they might. Look on there. I didn't look for flaxseed, but they probably will. And they're very cheap too. So it's a great medicine. You can add it to your breads, okay? I'm telling you, it enhances the taste of your bread, like tenfold. It's really tasty. It may be better, I'm not sure. It may be better, but if you see that and have read that is better, go for it, yeah? Yes, sis. Huh? How much? Doesn't matter, just enough. Just enough to, just to make into powder and just make powder and we'll get it going. So this is great. You can add it to your breads or you can add it to your cereals, whatever. Okay? Now, when you do this, you take equal parts of flaxseed. So in this case, I'm going to take about a quarter cup, okay? Quarter cup of flaxseed powder that we've powdered in our blender. And then we're going to take, I just saw it. Did I move it? Where am I? Okay, charcoal. Now be careful with charcoals. Yes. Yes, it's flaxseed and charcoal, okay? So you're going to take equal parts. So another quarter cup of charcoal. Yes. Yes. Whatever it touches, it stains. So just want to be careful with that. Okay? All right. So we're going to just store this. Let's put it right here. Okay. Very good. So just without disturbing it too much, just mix it very gently so you don't want it to go everywhere on you. But you're mixing it up with your, what's her name? there with the flaxseed powder. You can also use psyllium husk seeds to do this. Okay, so all I'm using the flaxseed for is just to bind. Okay, so I'm gonna pour water, and I know the question may be how much water? Just enough to make it paste. You know what? We have thinkers. We want to be thinkers, and thinkers are gonna think common sense. Remember, in true education, we learned that many today don't have common sense because of the reason why. What's the reason? Because they don't have any manual training. Okay? So, as thinkers, we're gonna say to ourselves, hey, what is the object of this? That's to make a poultice, and we just want to make it thick enough to make a paste. Okay? And it's literally thickening up. Okay? Wow. It got a little loose on me, so I'm just going to add a little bit more flax just to make it. Okay? So you just watch it. If you need to add more flax, you could. Okay? No problem. Okay? I'm going to make it into a paste. Okay? Basically, you'll have it to be like this shiny little thing. Okay? So I'm just going to, okay? I'm just going to go through. You can look. Okay? Nice glow to it, yes. Nice glow to it. Okay? Okay? Nice glow to it. Okay? So just quite simple. But here's what you're going to do. In order to apply it, I'm going to show you a trick. I'm going to show you a trick that you can use in order to apply it. And in order to apply it, there's just a simple way without getting your hands too dirty. And that's just simply to take, either you can use Saran wrap. Since I didn't have Saran wrap, here's what I did. Parchment paper, okay? Now, accidentally, I used parchment paper, but guess what I realized? And I was like, wow, this works really great. So today, again, we didn't have the what's the name, so we're going to use this. God's grace. Okay, you don't have to be exact with it. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half like this. Okay, I'm going to cut it in half. You get 2 of them. Okay, you get 2 of them. And you're going to take your poultice that you just made. Just drop it on here. Okay. Put the other. Okay. So basically what you're doing is, okay, right? Put this on top. You can have your roller. Okay, your dough roller. Okay. Now we don't have that right now, so we'll just, okay, we'll just smash it. So you have to make do as a medical missionary, okay? So you can't get stumped and be like, oh, we don't have this. Sorry, we can't do a poultice. No, you have to pray and ask for ingenuity from the Lord, okay? God is the one that gives wisdom. So you have this smashed already. All I have to do is just peel this, put it on the affected area, right? Whatever the affected area. Now, if you have plastic, you could just take that right on top and you could just tape it. Why not? You could tape this too, right? I know you're going to hear some scrunchy sound as you're going along. If it's too uncomfortable, just use the plastic, but this is just to show you, okay? You have a poultice right here, and you just peel top and just apply it to the area, okay, without having to get too dirty. Simple, okay? So that's a charcoal poultice. So anything, bruises to snake bites, infections, stings, you name it. This is going to take care of that, okay? And your Natural Remedy Encyclopedia will tell you all those other things that you can do to take care of those things. So what I'm going to do, since we're going to use this again, I'm going to put that in there and reserve that. The next thing that I want to show you is another poultice. By the way, as we're doing this demo, Brother Zundel, where are you? You're here? Tell me that testimony that you told me earlier about using potato poultice. Give us a quick uh-huh. Now, you said that worked better than the charcoal, right? For what he had, the potato poultice worked for him. Guess where you can find all types of poultices? In your Natural Remedy Encyclopedia. So you can look and say potato poultice, garlic poultice. It's going to show you how to do all of that. I'm just giving you principles on how to do it. Yes, Brother Kobe.
Also, you took a white potato that we had,
Yeah.
put it in the stock in the fridge,
Yeah.
and you fill out the
There you go. Yeah? Brother Max.
like different poultices are stronger than other, or it depends on the person.
It depends on the condition, actually.
Oh, because
It depends on the condition. Yeah.
and that thing like super strong. I mean, so much that we had to put call in the freezer
Yeah.
because it was like sucking out everything. I was like, well, we just want to just isolate an area. That thing just sucked out whatever.
You see that testimony? You see what God is doing? I'm praying that you all are listening to God's voice, okay? I'm doing a cayenne poultice, okay? But let me tell you, normally I would have done this with turmeric. But the reason why I'm using cayenne is why? I don't have turmeric. So I'm just showing you the principle, okay? So let's say this is turmeric, and I'll just add to it, okay? Okay? Sorry. I'm not even measuring. I'm just putting it in. Normally, I would add a cup of oats to maybe a tablespoon of turmeric, for example. Okay? So same principle. Add a little bit of water. Okay? So that's what we're gonna do. Just mix it in. By the way, cayenne poultices are quite strong and may blister the area, so you just want to be a little careful. Okay? It's quite potent, but if you have an infection, that cayenne will take it out. So I'm just doing the same thing that I did. I'm just adding enough water to make it paste. Okay? You just want to make it paste-like. Okay? All right? Now, if you had whole wheat flour, and that's all you had, that's what you're going to use. Okay? So, same principles with this as well. Okay? So you just dump it out on here. Okay? Just going to dump out a little bit just for an example. Okay? You add the top one. Smash it down. Use a rolling pin if you have to, depending. Okay? You have your oatmeal poultice. You can do this with just about anything. You can make a combination of things. For example, for certain skin conditions, you may add burdock tea instead of using the water. Okay, burdock is excellent for skin. Okay, it's excellent. So I would use a burdock tea. I would just boil some burdock tea, and then I would use it like the water and make the paste and apply it. Okay, so that's that. All right. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about was the different herbal combinations, right? So when you go like read about diabetes, it's going to tell you, oh, let's say blueberry leaves are great for bringing blood sugar level down. And then it's going to tell you, well, huckleberry is great at helping the pancreas work better. Okay? These two different herbs do different things, but they're both great for diabetics. So you combine all of those maybe in equal parts, and you make a nice tea, and you'll have your diabetic patient drink that, okay? Or your client, okay? For different, it's just that we're talking about combinations, okay? So one herb helps to lower blood sugar level, another herb helps to stimulate your pancreas to produce more insulin, okay? So that's what you do with herbal combinations, okay? Brother Davis. Absolutely, all the time. All the time. Yes, depending what type they have, either hypo or hyper, okay, depending. So if they're overactive, you want to give them spinach so that you can block that thyroid from overproducing, because hyper is overproduction of hormones by the thyroid gland. If it's hypo, you don't want to give them cabbage and the what's the name, because it's already underactive and you're just going to suppress it even more. So you're going to leave it alone, yeah? But what you're going to do when people have different issues, you're going to say, what is the underlying cause? So the diabetes may have led to the high blood pressure. So you're going to say, I want to treat the diabetes first. So you may focus on the diabetes first and then move on to the blood pressure. Yes. So depending what, from your study, you see, you consult with the person, you say, what's the underlying? Because, you know, it's a domino effect. If someone has high blood sugar level, they're going to end up having high blood pressure. So knowing that fact, you're going to say, well, I'm going to treat the underlying factor, because if I treat the diabetes, the high blood pressure might just go with it. So you want to investigate that factor. That's why consultations are so important. And that's why in the 5th class, we're going to learn how to do consultations. Okay? Yes, Sister Cody. I'm going to give you 2 more weeks to do your project. Okay? So the last class, you're going to demonstrate that you understand how to write programs. Okay? So you keep at it, and don't try to do it last minute. Okay? Do it now, and I know probably most of you have already done it. If you feel like you could improve on it, go for it, okay? All right? So we're going to have Sister Shalinda come out and show us the colonics board, okay? Is she back there? Okay, she's just going to come out and show us what the Kalima board is all about and how it's used, so you can learn how to do colonics in your own home. Because when you go do a colonics, it costs like $100. Just the average price that I've seen, right? But I think a Kalima board would cost anywhere from $180 to 2 something, and it, you know, 2 visits could pay for that. So you're thinking in investment purposes, okay? Can you tell us where? Because I need to know too. Okay, so here's what you do. You have my email already. I want you to email me that information by God's grace as you have time. Then I'll share it with everybody. Okay? So we can do that. Sister Shalinda, you ready for us? She is ready. All right. This is exciting, brother. Let me tell you, my friend Jason in Grenada showed me about, I've never, Kalima, what is that? So he showed me what it does. I was amazed at the simple ingenuity of this thing. It's powerful. So she's going to come and show us that stuff. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin her with the mic, so we can get it. Yes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin her so we can get that good